This is a true story, or at least as true as I can tell it. I used to work night shift at a 24-hour gas station off the interstate. It wasn't glamorous, but it was quiet most nights. The kind of place where truckers came in half asleep for coffee, locals bought cigarettes on autopilot, and I stared at the security monitors just to stay awake. The weird thing about that station was the bathroom key. We had one single-stall bathroom outside, attached to the side of the building. To use it, customers had to take this giant metal key we kept on a piece of driftwood. I always thought it was overkill, but my manager said, "People steal keys. They don't steal bricks of wood." Anyway, that key went missing constantly. Not just misplaced, gone. I'd set it on the counter, blink, and suddenly someone would be asking for it and it wouldn't be there. We'd find it later hanging in the bathroom door, or on the ground outside, or once, sitting neatly on top of the ice chest by the pumps where nobody should have put it. I thought it was just customers being idiots until the night I watched the cameras. It was around 3:15 a.m., dead quiet. No cars at the pumps, no one inside. I was half watching some dumb video on my phone and half watching the security screen when I noticed movement on the top left feed, the one that showed the side of the building and the bathroom door. The driftwood key was hanging from the lock. That made me sit up, because I knew I'd put it back on its hook behind the counter after the last guy used it. I rewound the footage. At 3:10 a.m., the hook behind the counter was empty. No one had come in for almost half an hour. The key was just gone. On the outside camera, at 3:11 a.m., the bathroom door handle turned. The door opened like someone slipped out, and the key swung gently on the lock. But nobody was visible. No body, no shadow, just an opening door and a swinging key. I told myself I'd messed up the timing, that maybe I'd forgotten giving it out. But my stomach was already tight. I went outside to get the key. The air felt colder on that side of the building, away from the pumps, like the wind cut sharper there. The bathroom door was shut, key hanging from the lock exactly like on the camera. I grabbed it and without really knowing why, tried the handle. Unlocked. I opened it. The light was off. I hit the switch. The bulb flickered to life and hummed. The bathroom was empty. No window, no other exit. Just a toilet, a sink, and a cracked mirror that made everything look slightly warped. As I turned to leave, I noticed something on the back of the door that I swear had not been there earlier that night. On the peeling white paint, right at about chest level, were 4 long parallel scratches, not deep enough to cut all the way through, but deep enough to show the dark wood under the paint. They were uneven, like someone had dragged their fingernails down the door until they broke. I told my manager about it the next morning. He sighed and said, "You finally noticed, huh?" Like it was old news. Then he told me about the guy. A few years before I started, a man had locked himself in that bathroom in the middle of the night. He'd been high, paranoid, convinced someone was after him. According to the report, staff heard him yelling on the phone to someone who wasn't answering. By the time the cops showed up and got the door open, he'd collapsed. Overdose. Dead on the cold tile, back against that door. The scratches? He'd made them with his nails, trying to pull himself up, trying to fight the panic while his body shut down. They painted over them, my manager said, twice. They always come back, he added quietly. Eventually. After that, I couldn't unsee it. Every time the key went missing, it wasn't random. It was always during the dead zone of the night, between 3 and 4 a.m. Always when the station was quiet. Sometimes I'd walk past the side window and see the bathroom light on, even though I hadn't given the key to anyone. On the cameras, it got worse. Once I watched the footage and saw the bathroom door rocking slightly, like someone inside was pushing it weakly. The key in the lock rattled like it was trying to turn itself. The timestamp was 3:32 a.m. No one was anywhere near that side of the building. Another time, the bathroom light clicked on by itself. The camera's microphone picked up a faint sound from that feed, too distorted to be words, but definitely not pipes or wind. It sounded like someone talking through a wall while crying at the same time. I stopped checking the outside feeds unless I absolutely had to. But the worst night was my last one. It was raining hard. The kind of rain that blurs the world and makes everything outside the windows into streaks of gray. It was just me, the hum of the coolers, and the rain. Around 3:20 a.m., I heard the bathroom door slam. Not a little shut, not the wind. A full-on angry slam that shook the glass front of the store. I jumped, grabbed the flashlight and the key, and hurried to the side door. The bathroom light was off. The door was closed. I stood there in the rain, heart hammering, arguing with myself. Every instinct said don't open it. Every bit of training said check the damn room in case someone was inside, overdosing, bleeding, or worse. I put the key in the lock, turned it, and opened the door. The light inside flicked on by itself before my hand touched the switch. The room was empty. The air inside was way too cold. Not its rainy cold, like the kind of cold you feel in a walk-in freezer. My breath fogged in front of me. That had never happened before in there. The mirror was completely fogged over from the inside, like someone had just taken a steaming shower, even though there was no shower in that bathroom. I wiped my sleeve across it. For a split second, I saw my reflection, and someone standing behind me. He was slumped against the door, head tilted back, eyes rolled up, mouth slightly open. His skin had that gray-blue tone you only see on bodies. His hands were pressed against the door behind me, fingers spread, nails dark and broken. The exact position someone would be in if they were sliding down that door, clawing it on the way. I spun around so fast I nearly fell. No one was there. When I turned back to the mirror, the fog was gone. The glass was clear. Just me, pale and shaking, staring at myself under harsh fluorescent light. The scratches on the back of the door were deeper than before. Fresh paint around them had started to peel, like something underneath was working its way through. That was the moment I decided to quit. I finished the shift, handed in my key the next morning, and never went back. They called me to cover a night a few weeks later. I let it ring. Every now and then, I'll stop for gas off some random highway in the middle of the night and see an old, beat-up restroom door with a giant, ugly key hanging beside the register. And I always wonder if somewhere around 3 a.m., the clerk on duty hears someone slam that door, rushes over with the key, and realizes there was never anyone there to begin with. Just the echo of a guy who died scared and alone, still trying to get out.